Hello and welcome to another episode of Staff Spotlight. I'm Angel Johnson and today I'm here with one of our counselors here at the college, Kaitlyn LaPolla, and the therapy dog, Jane. First question, what made you decide to work as a counselor or in psychology in general?
I've always been interested in kind of how the mind works and how people think differently, and I actually started with a focus in forensics and worked with the criminal justice system in the New York State prison system, and then kind of grew to really like working one-on-one and in depth with people, and that's how I ended up doing private practice and then now working at the college.
Okay, what areas do you kind of specialize in?
So by training, technically the focus of my master's program was forensics. So working with a lot of the criminal mind type information like that. But I think experience-wise, I've worked most with anxiety and mood disorders. That's probably the most of what I see.
Do you think people should see a counselor regularly, even if they think they don't have any problems?
I think there's lots of different ways to answer that. I think that it is helpful for everyone at some point to just get an outside perspective from someone who's not connected to their lives. But I also think there's a misconception that something needs to be wrong in order to go to therapy. I have a lot of clients I work with who are in great spots in their life and they might just need help navigating different decisions. So I think you can be both, dealing with things, but also have like some really great choices and you're just trying to do both. So I certainly think it can be helpful for anyone.
Speaking of like how people think about mental health, thinking, oh, there must be something wrong if I have to see a counselor. What other stigmas or like idealizations have you heard or like seen regarding mental health?
I think there are a lot in terms of it makes someone weak if they talk about their emotions. I think it's actually quite the opposite. I think it takes a lot of strength for people to be honest and upfront about the different things that they might be dealing with. I think there's a lot of stigma for marginalized communities, different cultural beliefs. Also men, there's a lot of stigma with men, boys don't cry and that whole narrative, I think has created a lot of stigma for men to talk about the different things that they've been through.
Do you think that like the different types of media have kind of also played a part in damaging like of the view on mental health?
I think media has played a dual role. I think on one hand, it provides access to people who might not otherwise have certain information about mental health and what it means or resources that are available. So in that context, I think it can actually be really great. I think the other side of that is it can spread a lot of false information. It can make mental health sort of trendy. So I see it a lot with different clients I work with who spend a lot of time on TikTok. They come in and I saw all these TikToks about, the latest trend going on. And again, while it can be helpful in providing that information, it can often be really misleading too.
What kind of programs are offered at the counseling center?
So at the counseling center, we primarily do individual counseling. It's all confidential. None of that information goes anywhere else outside of the counseling room. The only time we can break that, if you will, is if someone is a danger to themselves or someone else. And we work with students on all different types of things, anxiety, adjusting to college environment, self-esteem, time management. In the past, we have offered groups, but that's if there's good student interest to do it. So with COVID, there hasn't been a ton of interest. And hopefully as things kind of return more normal, If students have interest in doing groups for anxiety, stress management, wellness, we're more than happy to help those happen. We also have a community care coordinator through ICANN, and she provides resources to the community. So if a student needs any connection with something outside of the capabilities of the counseling office, her name is Maimoon. Maimoon is able to do that for us. And Jane.
Speaking of Jane, tell us more about Jane.
Jane is fabulous, and everybody loves Jane. She is our certified therapy dog. She just got certified in, I think it was May or June, and she underwent 6 weeks of classes to help her learn some basic commands, which sometimes she follows really great, and sometimes if she knows there's treats, she completely ignores. But she has her own office hours, and those are Wednesdays from 1:25 to 2:25 in the Counseling Center conference room. That's where students can just come, hang out, pet, get to know Jane. She loves it. She loves to get good pets. And sometimes she coughs like that. That's okay. It's totally normal. But she is on campus Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So outside of those office hours, students are also welcome to pop into the Counseling Center and just say hi to her whenever she's here. Come on.
Is there anything you'd like to say or promote?
I think anything we can do to talk more about mental health is wonderful. So I think this is awesome and a great opportunity. And the more we can normalize the conversation about what people are going through, whether it's something seemingly really big or seemingly really small, it's all really valid and deserves its time to be talked about. So if anyone ever has any questions, if it's ever, is this something worth coming to counseling, stop in and we'd be happy to answer any of that.
Okay. Thank you all for watching, and thank you to Kaitlyn and Jane for coming in. And we'll see you next time on Staff Spotlight.